In high-stakes drilling, the line between a profitable well and a total disaster can be razor thin, sometimes measured in just minutes. Today, we're going to dive into how drilling fluid, yeah, good old mud, is being transformed into a real-time stream of intelligence. It's a proactive approach that's completely changing the game for rig safety and efficiency.
Look, the industry is pushing the envelope every single day. We're talking ultra-deep water, HPHT reservoirs, insane extended reach wells. And in these crazy environments, drilling fluid isn't just mud anymore. It's the absolute lifeblood of the entire operation. It's what keeps the pressure in check, holds the wellbore together, and keeps the hole clean. Getting that right? Well, that's everything.
But here's the kicker. The way we've always monitored this lifeblood, it's created a massive, dangerous blind spot. To be honest, in a lot of ways, we've been drilling completely in the dark. And the problem isn't that we don't have enough data. We're swimming in data. The real issue is timing. Our traditional methods have this critical data lag. By the time we actually get the information from downhole and analyze it, it's already old news. We're basically reacting to the past. This old way of doing things fails in 4 really critical ways. First, you've got that data lag we just talked about. I mean, at a high ROP, the bit could be hundreds of feet deeper before anyone even takes a manual check. Second, those checks are only periodic, right? So you get this growing window of uncertainty between each one. And that leads directly to the big one, a huge increase in operational risk and, of course, non-productive time. And that risk, it comes with a very real and very, very high price tag. We're not talking about some minor inefficiency here. This is where a simple delay can spiral into a full-blown operational disaster. Flying blind like this leads to catastrophic NPT. It means you're taking on a much higher risk of lost circulation, of wellbore instability, and most critically, a delayed response to kicks and influxes, the exact things you need to catch instantly. And the whole process relies on manual work that's just naturally prone to human error. So what if we could close that gap? What if we could just shift our entire way of thinking? This brings us to a really fundamental turning point. It's about time we move away from this outdated reactive model and embrace a new proactive approach. The old way is this endless cycle. You wait for data, you analyze it, and then you react, often when it's already too late. The proactive paradigm is a whole different ballgame. It's about real-time perception, intelligent warnings, and automated control. This is the big shift. We stop treating drilling fluid like some passive thing and start using it as an active source of wellbore intelligence. Okay, so how do we actually make that shift happen? Well, this is where the REALology Intelligent Drilling Fluids Monitoring System comes into the picture. It's the technology that actually makes this whole proactive thing possible. And here it is. This little unit brings automated, continuous intelligence right there to the rig floor. And get this, its footprint is just 0.6 by 0.6 meters. It's purpose-built for quick deployment even on a crowded offshore platform where every square inch counts. And the difference it makes, it's night and day. Instead of waiting hours for a manual check, you're getting automated data every few minutes. Subjective, operator-dependent readings? Nope, those are replaced with automated consistency. Human error is just gone. And all that complex manual labor is replaced by a 24/7, unmanned operation. Now, the system itself is both a powerhouse and super flexible. It gives you API-compliant measurements for density, rheology, you name it, thanks to its modular design. It doesn't care if you're using water, oil, or synthetic-based fluids. It sends data remotely and can run all by itself for over 50 days straight. Now, that all sounds fantastic on a slide, right? But for anyone who's actually worked in this industry, the only question that matters is, does it work in the field? So let's take a look at the evidence. So far, the rheology system has been field-proven on over 130 wells, and it's wrapped up more than 20,000 hours of reliable operation. But honestly, numbers only tell part of the story. Let's see what this means when things get really critical. All right, let's look at a specific case. A CNPC well. This was a deep, high-pressure, high-gas well, a really tough one. They'd already lost 72 hours of NPT because of kicks before this. So while drilling, the REALology system spotted a tiny but absolutely critical drop in the outlet density, and bang, it triggered an immediate alert. And the result? That early warning completely prevented a major well control event. It cut down the crew's workload and gave them the precise data they needed to shut in fast and prep the perfect kill mud.
It basically turned a potential disaster into a complete non-event. And that's not a one-off. Here's another powerful example, this time from a CNOC deepwater platform. In this incredibly tough environment, the system ran for over 370 days straight. And the key finding here is amazing. It issued early kick warnings before the crew sought any change in the pit volume levels.
I mean, think about that for a second. It saw a downhole influx coming before the main traditional indicator, the pit volume, even moved. That is the definition of proactive control. It let the crew get ahead of a massive well control risk at the absolute earliest moment possible. It's just undeniable proof of its reliability, even in a high-spec offshore job.
So the evidence from the field really speaks for itself, doesn't it? And that brings the conversation right back around to your own operations and what your next move is going to be.
It really all boils down to this one question. When you look at the risks we've been talking about and you see the technology that's available right now, is your operation going to keep reacting to the past, or are you ready to get proactive?